The Hells Angels were and are the largest and most feared motorcycle club in the world. One of the biggest and most influential Hells Angels chapters outside of the United States is located in Germany. The German chapter has been involved in various criminal activities, such as drug trafficking, extortion, and violence, which have had global implications. But is their reign of terror in the German underworld threatened?
What the Hells Angels can do, we've been able to do for a long time.
These new enemies are not to be taken lightly. As another opponent explains,
With the exception of rape, I have broken almost every law that exists.
it's clear that they are not bound by any code of ethics or morality, and they will stop at nothing to achieve their goals. But the Hells Angels are not easily intimidated. As one member puts it,
I don't think I have anyone to fear, but so far I have been feared.
the battle for supremacy in the criminal underworld has never been more intense. It's a fight between the old guard and the new, between tradition and innovation, between the past and the future. The Hells Angels' supremacy is currently threatened in 3 places. Will they be able to defend their position as the dominant force? Or will a new king take their place? The city of Leipzig, nestled on the edge of East Germany and close to the Czech border, has become a battleground in a war between 2 groups: the veterans of the notorious Hells Angels and the young upstarts from immigrant backgrounds known as the United Tribunes. It's a generational and cultural clash that is sure to have only one winner. But what happens when you deliberately provoke one of the most dangerous biker gangs on their own turf? In the summer of 2016, almost 200 members of the United Tribunes gather in Leipzig. Their public appearance serves to not only send a signal to outsiders that the city belongs to them, but also to strengthen their bonds internally. The United Tribunes resemble rockers, dress like them, and operate similarly, except they don't ride motorcycles. They were founded in 2004 by Bosnian Civil War refugee Almir Kulum, also known as Boki, and now have local groups throughout Germany. Their display of power is allowed by the city, as it's officially a funeral march for Vasil A., who was shot by the Hells Angels. But with tensions at an all-time high, is it really a good idea to provoke the Hells Angels even more? The incident that led to this funeral march is captured on video. It's a scene straight out of a movie, but sadly, this is real life. In the heart of the city, 2 groups confront each other. On the left, the notorious Hells Angels, led by Marcus M., a powerful figure in East Germany. On the other side, the young and fearless United Tribunes, led by Soirin O. The Tribunes go after the Angels with determination and attack them immediately. Without hesitation, one of the Hells Angels draws his gun and starts shooting. The bullets hit the victim, Vasil A. The young man from the United Tribunes falls to the ground and is severely injured. The situation continues as a Hells Angels member kicks him in the head. Despite the police being already at the scene, the violence couldn't be prevented, and the young man succumbs to his injuries in the hospital. The perpetrators are now in custody, but the question remains, how did it come to this? The phone video of the crime serves as a chilling reminder of the deadly consequences that can arise when rival groups clash, especially when the stakes are as high as they are in this conflict. After this incident, the United Tribunes demonstrate that they will not bow to their opponents. Nothing is more important for survival in the world of gangs than the respect of the enemy. The United Tribunes have made a martyr out of their dead brother in arms.
In the past, the old men's leaders spread fear and terror when they were rockers in the 70s and 80s. And now, all of a sudden, they're learning firsthand what fear and terror is, because that's what they're being taught by the immigrants.
Their very presence in Leipzig is an affront to the old masters of the Hells Angels. The Hells Angels try to ruthlessly crush any other group that dares to show their presence publicly, flaunts their jackets, or tries to penetrate the Angels' business. This could be anything from the illegal trade of narcotics and weapons to running protection rackets. From the perspective of the Hells Angels, these activities fall squarely under their monopoly. But where do these new gangs of bikers come from? Where do they recruit men who are willing to die for the club? A dangerous battle of bikers is also simmering in the west of Germany. The Ruhr region in western Germany, once an industrial powerhouse, now finds itself grappling with a different kind of power struggle. After Berlin, Duisburg is the most disputed biker stronghold in Germany. In the city's red light district, which is as big as it is profitable, hostile motorbike gangs have been on each other's toes for years. A growing number of young men with immigrant backgrounds are joining gangs like the Satudaras, which originated in the Netherlands from Indonesian immigrants. These gangs have brought a new kind of violence to the region, with bloody turf wars erupting on the streets. In 2012, the Satudaras expanded their operations into Germany, with Duisburg as their headquarters. It was here that Ali Osman, also known as the Godfather, was crowned as the German president by the Dutch bosses. Immediately, Hells Angels and Satudaras attack each other with knives, firearms, and engage in bloody mass brawls. In August 2012, even a splinter grenade explodes in the clubhouse and in a betting office of the Hells Angels in Duisburg. But the bloody war of the biker gangs in the west of Germany takes a turn. Ali Osman turns into a state's witness for the police, even though he marked the badass biker with Christian J, who is later unmasked as an informant. The Satudaras claim to value brotherhood and freedom, but their internal set of rules reveals ulterior motives. Anyone who is kicked out of the club has to buy their way out for 5,000 euros. Drinking alcohol without permission costs 100 euros, and prospects are required to clean the clubhouse. Ali Osman and Christian J are arrested for drug trafficking and smuggling a Kalashnikov with 1,000 cartridges. Despite Ali Osman's testimony, he received 6 years in prison, while Christian J received a lenient 2 years on probation. Their testimony, however, was enough for authorities to ban the Satudaras in May 2015. The media's increased coverage of these gangs and social media has given them a dangerous platform, which has led to increased violence. But what if one of those bikers can't get enough of this social media fame? What if, when one of the rockers goes absolutely berserk, breaks all tradition and calls for a full-scale war in the red light district? In the north of Germany, the Hells Angels are being attacked by a newcomer biker gang called the Mongols. This clash of biker gangs takes place in Hamburg, a city well known for its bustling red light district and nightlife. The Mongols, a global club with roots in California and boasting a membership of over 600, have a long-standing feud with the Hells Angels. But the question is, can they hold their own against the world's most notorious biker club? The Mongols decide to make a bold statement by showing up in their club jackets on the Reeperbahn, a street teeming with sex shops and under firm control of the Hells Angels. It's a provocative move, seen by many as a declaration of war. The Hells Angels respond quickly, attacking the Mongols' president, Erkan Uzun, and stealing his biker jacket from his home. The stolen jacket then shows up on Facebook, worn by a transsexual man. As a reaction, Erkan Uzun takes to social media to issue a furious message to the Hells Angels.
Meine Kutte. Meine Kutte ist nicht ich, Alter. Meine Kutte bin ich, okay? Ich bin mein Schuld. Und ich brauche keine Kutte, um Mann zu sein. Das war ich vorher, das bin ich jetzt. Und ihr Nottenkinder, hört mir genau zu, Alter. Ich mache keine Fremden verantwortlich. Soll ich einer kleinen, verfickten, kleinen Junkie-Fotze von Trend auf die Fresse hauen, weil ihr Schwanzlutsch, Alter, und ihr die Kutte gibt?
This sets the stage for a showdown that could shake the criminal underworld to its core, but is also the world's first social media biker war. It only takes until December 2015 that Erkan Uzun ends up in custody on weapons charges. Erkan's remaining troop continues to meet up and gets reinforcements from Switzerland. The Mongols continue to dream of big money in the milieu.
What the Hells Angels can do, we have been able to do for a long time. We're not here now to make any kind of trouble. We're here as a brotherhood.
The Mongols, a motorcycle club without motorcycles and with simple truths.
If you already devalue the vest, you should be able to kill the man. If people don't even have the balls to kill a man, I wonder, where is the honor? If someone devalues the vest, I do him a favor. I take away his humiliation by beheading him, as it should be done.
Another newcomer from Switzerland.
I don't think I should fear anyone. So far, people have feared me.
The Reeperbahn was always a magnet for trouble, and the tension had been brewing for weeks after Christmas 2015. On one night, a group of Mongols arrives and proudly display their vests in the Hells Angels territory. The Angels waste no time and attack them with brute force, outnumbering the Mongols. Amidst the chaos, 3 Mongols manage to escape outside to a waiting cab. The Angels are relentless and continue their attack and pursue the fleeing cab. One of them pulls out a gun and shoots 7 times at the vehicle. The bullets pierce through the metal, shatter the windows, and hit 2 of the Mongols. Alex M., a young Mongol, takes a bullet in the back, while Hedy K. is hit by a ricocheting bullet that grazes his arm. Kevin S., the supporter from Switzerland, miraculously escapes unharmed. The sound of gunfire echoes through the streets, sending shockwaves throughout the neighborhood. The police arrive quickly and immediately arrest 12 Hells Angels in the vicinity of the crime scene. However, the shooter manages to slip away, and the police can't identify him. The last free leader of the Mongols, Arash Ruja, is then also attacked in his home.
I was sitting at home with my wife. We wanted to watch TV and went to go smoke a cigarette on the balcony. 10 seconds later, a guy comes from behind and shuts my wife's mouth with his hand while his gun is pointing at her stomach. He then aims at me and shoots 12, 13 times. He was hooded, except for his eyes. He had light blue hooker eyes, like the whores on the strip.
Both survive severely injured. The authorities crack down hard on the biker gangs, and many of their leading figures of the Mongols are taken into custody. The Mongols disbanded in 2016. Before his imprisonment, Arash Rujan still announces that the fight is obviously not over.
If my wife is shot in my parents' house, and an assassination attempt is made in my parents' house, whoever plays with fire also gets burned.